Good afternoon, councillors. Councillors, I'm going to start the meeting and then we will have to adjourn quickly again for IT to sort out the sound. So live stream person, don't live stream now. I'm just going to open and then we're going to go off again. Councillors, good afternoon. Let's officially open the meeting. Can I request for Councillor Vragom to open for us with a prayer in a proper manner to open the meeting? Councillor Vragom has declined to open. He's ill. He can't properly speak. Hoe vandag gaan hij stil te wees in die huis? Uitvoerende burgemeester, u kan voor ons open asseblief.
Let's bow our heads. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day, Father. Father, we thank you for our health. We thank you that we can gather as a group to contemplate and to make decisions that will impact on our community, Father. Father, I pray that you will give us calmness of spirit and sharpness of mind in order to apply wisdom, Father, and not emotions as we move forward. We pray that you will bless this proceedings and bless us in your service. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Executive Mayor. Councillors, we have a technical issue again with the sound in the gallery. Everything else is perfect. It was working when they tested it yesterday. It's not working now. So I'm going to adjourn for 5 minutes. Cornel, I hope you can sort it out within 5 minutes so that we can start. Thank you. Meeting adjourned. No, we won't. Thank you, councillors. It seems we are ready now to start. Just allow Amanda to give everybody a copy of addendum 3. Thank you, councillors. Meeting is now in session. I do apologize. It seems everything was tested yesterday and now it was not working. It is now sorted. Thank you very much. Before we officially then start, I will allow the senior official for public safety to just do the safety procedures.
Good afternoon all. Protocol observe, community members. Before we start with today's business, we need to explain the emergency protocols. In the case of an emergency, myself will evacuate the chambers. Mr. Walters will evacuate then the community members. Your bathrooms will be on your right-hand side for the males, and then the females will be on the left-hand side. I will escort the chambers to the assembly point, and then Mr. Walters will conduct the community members to the assembly point. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lategan. Councillors, when you do speak in a language which we need to translate, I want to welcome Ms. I saw her name here somewhere, Bulelwa Suvile. Good afternoon, ma'am. Welcome to the chambers. When you speak, complete one sentence and then allow for a break so that she can translate. And that is only when you speak Afrikaans and isiXhosa. Thank you. Official announcements. I have received a request and I will handle it under the order rules. So to allow the NCC Chair, Councillor Jackson, for a special announcement. Councillor.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. Good afternoon, Speaker, Mayor, Deputy Mayor, all in Council and everyone at home. I would just like to take this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude and appreciation to our council workers within council. And I'm going to make particular mention of Councillor Williams, and Councillor Scaffers, and also the Executive Mayor. And this goes with regards to the missing persons case, Romano Fredericks. It goes without showing that they've helped the community, putting their political badges aside. They were able to work together to assist the community in the search for finding this young boy. Unfortunately, hasn't been found yet, but yet again, I'd just like to express to the community mostly that it is that SBM in its entirety goes beyond its mandate to assist this community. So thank you so much for that to all my colleagues. And at the same time also, Madam Speaker, I would like to plea or urge rather the community to be careful of spreading untrue information. Remember, it's a family. This boy has a family, he has loved ones, and for us to be on social media spreading all these rumors are insensitive. And I'd like to plead to the community to please take this family into consideration, and if you'd like to do anything for them, keep them within your prayers. Do not spread false information. Thank you so very much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor Jackson. Executive Mayor.
Madam Speaker, first of all, let me respond and say thank you to Councillor Jackson as well for her involvement, and for all the councillors for their exemplary duty, and our solidarity to the family of Romano Fredericks, and we pray for his safe return. Madam Speaker, I would just like to announce to Council and that I recently attended a municipal waste management recognition function in Cape Town. And Madam Speaker, allow me this opportunity to congratulate our Executive Deputy Mayor, also Director Smith, and in particular David Wright and his team. So this is a competition that's held in a province where all the provinces are pegged against each other. Not too many years ago, this council's wasteful site score was 34% when it was judged. In the last two cycles, and that is directly under the supervision of Abu and David and his team, David and Abu and their team, the last 4 visits, the Langebaan transfer station scored 100% and 100%. In the Vredenburg site scored 98%, and the last check was 100%, which means that this council take their business very seriously when it comes to our environment, and also one of our mandated constitutional mandates of our waste management. So in the latest results, last year we were in 3rd place. This year the criteria was actually upped. More fields were added, so the competition was actually stiffer. And I'm very glad to announce that Saldanha Bay Municipality jumped up 2 places into 1st place, beating Drakenstein by 1%, and the next municipality was 5% underneath them. So I think us as councillors today can sit back and applaud this amazing achievement of one of our constitutional mandates. Thank you.
Thank you, Executive Mayor. We will now go on to the formality to inaugurate our newly elected Councillor Ricardo van der Merwe from the Good Party, that is replacing Alderman Ventura. Thank you.
We'd just like to do the affirmation, and I'm going to do it in English so that we don't have to translate. Please repeat after me. I confirm that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa, and I will obey, respect, and uphold the Constitution, and all other laws of the Republic. And I promise to perform my functions as a member of the Saldanha Bay Council to the best of my ability. Welcome, Council.
Indeed, very welcome to the House, Councillor Ricardo van der Merwe. I am sure that you will fulfill your duties to the best of your abilities to serve the communities in Saldanha Bay Municipality. Then I'm at the leave of absence. I have received formal leave of absence from Councillor Teresa Rousseau, who is currently at Grooteskier Hospital taking some more tests. Then we have also apology from Councillor Twala, who is busy assisting the family of 2 community members that burned in the fire to death. And then also, yes, it's sad, it's very sad. Then I would also like to say that Councillor Eugenia, are you here? Yeah, we started late, so you're here. Welcome. Is that all the apologies? I can't remember. Yes. Okay. And then I also like to say Councillor Luando's mother is very ill, so he's here. He will leave right after the meeting to go and visit his mom and take her to a doctor when he's at home. So let's keep him also in his prayers. You will see he's very quiet today because he actually is very thoughtful of his mom that's not well at home. Councillors, then I'm at confirmation of the minutes for the special council meeting of the 30th of July. Can I have a proposal and secondment? Apologies, Chief Whip.
Speaker, mine is just a point of clarity, man. Sorry
Yes.
for that. I don't want to disturb you. Speaker, I just want to understand something as the ANC in terms of our sitting here in the chamber. I think it's a third time now to experience this sitting of us. We are no longer in a first row like before. So we want to understand who determined the sitting, or we can sit as much as anybody wish, or is the way that we should have sit. So we need to understand that one, Speaker, before it's a matter of urgent for that one, Speaker. Please, we need a clarity on that one, seriously.
Apologies, Councillor. I should have noted that the placement wasn't correct. We do apologize. We will see that it is correct the next time we meet. I should have taken note that it is not correct. Thank you. You should be glad it's Women's Month. There's another woman next to you. Thank you, Councillor. Councillors, then I have a declaration of interest with regards to matters for this agenda. None. Thank you. Then I'm at item 6/8, the adjustment budget 24-25 rollovers.
Was het nog niet daar? Was het het punt geïnterfeer van die minutes?
I'm going to do it now. Councillor Jackson.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'd just like to start and take us back to the original budget we initially had council pass not too long ago. And I must make mention of the fact that I was one of the councillors that sternly and proudly said that I'm very happy to see that SBM is passing 66% of its budget to service delivery. I also reiterate the words that I've used. I said that it gives us the peace of heart and the peace of mind knowing that our people will be serviced. But when I look at the rollover budget, it's a whole different ballgame. Because I'm seeing money is being rolled over in departments whereby our people are in need. For example, the NCC always speaks on human settlement. And I know for a fact that ever since 2018, SBM has not seen any RDP houses built. Have we been rolling over this human settlement budget since then? And is there a reason why these houses are not being built? Because my perspective of this is, or rather the NCC's perspective of this is that there is funds for the human settlement, yet it is going unspent. And unspent funds tells us that there is a particular service area where there is underdelivered service delivery in that aspect. Because at the same time, we could also then say that is our people from SBM or the residents from SBM being denied their housing rights? When in actual fact there is funds for that, because what really can be the logic explanation for rolling over funds in human settlement ever since 2018? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor Jackson. Councillor Luando. I note your hand, Councillor Vragom.
Good afternoon, everyone. Speaker and Mayor and the councillors. Madam Speaker, my question are as follows. My first question is, why do we have so plenty rollover funds on indigent and housing demand management while our adult people are struggling a lot when they apply for it? It's the first question. The second one, it's a water page. If you can see page 69, I see the rollover there. It's a 5,426,000 rollover. But we have areas, we have a lot of areas, they are struggling with the water, even the temporal taps. I'm quite surprised when I see a lot of amount when we struggling to deliver the basic service to our people in terms of water. The last one, page 110. What level? I see, I need a clarity, I think I need a clarity of this. I see we are busy upgrading the Shell Point. Shell Point, we have the funds to upgrade the Shell Points. Shell Point is not a private sector. Why SPM have the funds for the Shell Points? But in what level? People of what level? They doesn't have a land there. It's difficult for them even to take their big dollars away because of there's no land. We only supply the people are from outside with the land because of they have the money to buy the land. And us as SPM, we don't have a money to buy a land for those people, while we have the land for the people are from outside. So I just want clarity for that, Madam Speaker. I thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor Vrago.
Thank you, Speaker. I'm going to try to speak not so much because my chest is not well, but I want to address this rollover budget, Speaker. In terms of the MMFA, it says the MMFA discourages rollover budgets. I cannot understand why are we still at this point in time that we still roll over whilst our community is suffering outside. Speaker, I have stated in the past, and I went back to last year, I spoke to the officials, even the time when I wasn't a councillor, why are we having rollover budgets? I can now see that the mayor and his team is not keeping our people's needs. At first, they budget and money doesn't get spent. I was looking at 2022, 2023, 2023, now 2024, it's rollover. And our people are suffering outside. Speaker, in terms of, there's certain departments that I want to highlight later on, that really our people are asking for service delivery. Now, I don't know why we can't produce, why we can't work in the community. We're at a stage, and Councillor Jackson is right. We were all glad to see 66%. But here we are again with rollover budget. This shows that the mayor and his team didn't plan right. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been at this point in time where we have to roll over again. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor Vragom, and then Councillor Komani.
Enkosi Speaker. Enkosi Speaker. Speaker, happy birthday to myself. Thank you, Mr. Kun. I guess you're one of those people who know when my spirit is high, you just know how to turn me down. But anyway, thank you. Speaker, njenge zinye izpeaker ebesezithethile kulomba we roll over budget. Nje apha ku-ANC ukulandela ekhondweni kwi-NCC iyothusa into yakube khona i-roll over budgets kwi-infrastructure, informal settlements ne-human settlements iyothusa kakhulu when
Sisi, translate.
Speaker, I know she's going to translate everything I've said. I trust her, I know.
But we must allow her. She requested, that's how she's going to translate. Tulelo, you can translate the first part.
Thank you. As other speakers spoke regarding the rollover, I just want to follow the speaker of the NCC. I'm surprised that there is a rollover in infrastructure, informal settlement, and human settlement. Thank you, Speaker.
Uqhubeka Speaker ku page 101 iyothusa into basifike ward 2 kune roll over budget ngeland ye 2 million. Sibuye siye ward 9 ku page 108. Ward 9 sine issue yendlela xongene better life siyaphela siqatshelwa amatayara sibe ne issue ye farms every day amafama yakhalaza but sine mali ekuthiwa ziya roll over, sine issue ye toilets, sine issue yamanzi, and ngekubhetelwe kuthiwa azenziwe izinto ziyenziwa siyazibona iyothusa xa sabona kwi roll over budget but umsebenzi wona suboni iyothusa kakhulu. Andifuna uba mde speaker and beningaplananga uthetha namhlanje ngoba fanele ndireste. It's my day. Thank you.
If we can look at page 101 in Ward 2, there's a rollover of 2 million. I do not understand why is there a rollover, and there is a need in that community. Even in Ward 9, there's a rollover, an issue regarding the roads in Better Life. Farmers are complaining regarding the roads. We are getting tire burst. So I'm really surprised regarding the rollover in the wards and in our municipality. Thank you.
Thank you, Sisi. A follow-up, Councillor Luanda, you had your turn. You forgot to say something.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Yes, I have another follow-up question. If you can go to page 99, I see there's a 500,000 allocated for indoor gym in the Middle Boss. I don't know why we have that amount of money for the gym, because of there's a lot our people struggling with in Middle Boss. Why we don't take that money put it somewhere or invest it so that we can be able to buy a land for our people in 5 years coming, because of I don't think it's necessary the indoor gym in our location, because of we have a lot. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor. Executive Mayor, want to respond?
Yes, Madam Speaker. I will ask the Deputy Mayor to answer on human settlements, as it is, she's the MMC for that department. But on the rest, I just want to lift out, first I want to thank the councillors for each and every one of your input. It is very important. just the councillor from the EFF, that 500,000 is not a rollover. So just check that. It's a beautification of the 500,000. So if you don't want that, then you need to go back and you need to go and talk to administration about that. But I'm sure they noted your point. It's actually from your ward councillor. So that's the person who have the say. But also, on that note, our children and even adults need physical and mental exercise. Mental health is a big issue in our society, and especially in our youth. And remember what they say, a healthy body houses a healthy mind. And then you're going to probably say to me, well, then I need to lose weight. So I take note. So, councillors, I just want to put into context and remind us of, and Councillor Jackson, you're 100% right. So it's very easy if you are a small council like Prince Albert to have 100% spending, because the amount that you spend is so tiny compared to what we spend. So this council has never spent over 250 million. So I've said it before and I'll say it again, sometimes we are overzealous on what we want to spend on, and that enables rollovers, or that causes rollovers. But we also don't want to start cutting back, and then it looks like we're not pushing ourselves. So let's just step back for a moment and ask, why do we have a rollover budget? What is a rollover budget? A rollover budget's projects that have started, that by 30th June is not completed, and then it has to be put on the rollover to go on. If we vote against it, we're actually instructing administration to take those projects off. So just think about that for a moment. Then I just want to remind you that we stood in this council just over a year ago, those that were here. And I stood here and I said, I will ask the MM to form a CAPEX committee so that we can look at rollovers, those that remember. So let's go and have a look what happened. So our target, Councillor Jackson, was 80%, which is adventurous. So we came out on 72%. So the question that Councillor Vlachom, you said we didn't plan. Since the CAPEX has been instituted, over 90% of the projects is already underway. That has never happened in the past, never. So we need to get to 100%. I agree with you, and I'll speak to that in a second. Secondly, Madam Speaker, so we got to 72%. We spent 239 million, if I'm correct. Yes, 239 million in total. So if you go and look at the projects that was cancelled, so that's got nothing to do with planning, it's got nothing to do with administration. That is things like somebody will tender, time would have gone by, and he comes back and he asks for adjustment in the price, and it's too steep and we cannot justify that spending, then such a project may go to being cancelled. So there's 5 capital projects that was cancelled. If you add in that 5 capital projects, then you will see that we actually moved to 81%, which is 1% over what we budgeted for, what was our target that we've set that they should reach. So if you looked at over 90% is out of the gates. That has never happened before. And if you also look, there's a list of all the projects over 1 million rand that were cancelled and why they were cancelled. So I'm just looking for that page. It's on page 22. So if you go to page 22, you will see there, and that addresses the majority of the rollovers. None of the rollover projects, and don't misconstrue what I say now, have a direct effect on basic service delivery. So it won't stop any basic service delivery, which is our constitutional mandate right now. It is things, some departments in this municipality has got a 30-year forward planning, like infrastructure. So many of these projects are projects that we will need in the future in order to speak to our growth. So this morning, I had quite a boisterous discussion with the MM, and with the CFO to say, okay, so we've reached 72. If we said 72 or 73, 73. So if that 5 wasn't cancelled, we would have been at 81. But I'm not happy with that. I want to see that the CAPEX committee now goes to point number 2, which is drilling into each and every project and see, Councillor Vragom, where there was maybe a case that it wasn't planned in time or the planning was not sufficient. And I've asked the MM and the directors that then consequence management must be applied. So that next year when we stand here, and by the way, since we've had the CAPEX committee, if you'll notice carefully, our spending is up by 20 million from last year. So if you compare it, we would have stood at 309 million. We're now at 329. So the CAPEX committee have given us results. It's given us good results. Some things is out of the administration's control, and if you look at that list, there is individual reasoning as to why not. Not one of them says no planning, hasn't been sent to procurement, hasn't been done this. There is the vast majority is already out the gates. And remember, all we're asking is for the project to be continued. Many of them you will see there's 6 million not spent, but there's already 14 million spent. So, and this is the last point that I want to make. Many municipalities have the ability to bolster their spending by saying to a contractor, Councillor Jackson, give us an invoice and we'll pay you so long. And then it looks like their spending is fantastic. We don't do that. This municipality focuses on value for money, which means only when a project is completed and the quality checks are done and all the boxes are ticked do we ask for invoice, and then we pay it. What does that do? A, it ensures that we get quality, so we haven't paid him ahead for a job that still must be done. B, we keep the money as long as possible in our bank account, which enables us to generate another stream of income. Councillor Jackson, in the last year, we received 20 million rand more in interest from the year before. So when we look at this rollover budget, look at it in context, and let's be responsible by saying a lot has gone better. Is it perfect? No. And in the next round, I want to know what projects was identified where there wasn't proper planning, as you say, Councillor, if at all, and what is the consequence actions for those individuals. This council has always been, Madam Speaker, been focused on excellent service delivery, and I will not stand here and say, I'm happy with 72. I would have liked to see that 81. I accept the reasons there as legitimate reasons, but I've asked for a further drill down to the individual projects for in case, Councillor Vragom, there is somebody that they cannot, doesn't matter how small the amount is. If somebody in administration is not doing their job, they must be held accountable and there must be consequence management. But consequence management works two ways. So, Madam Speaker, I'll finish off by saying, while we are looking forward to us moving way above 80%, let me also thank administration for the vast amount of 239 million rand that was spent. It's way above when you look at percentages. Forgive me, Speaker, when I say what my brother always say, statistics. You always said statistics, you get lies, damn lies, and then you get statistics. Sometimes you can use statistics to make a good picture, or you can make the statistics to make a bad picture. In this case, the realistic pictures, we spent 239 million, which is a lot of money. And a lot of those projects are already nearing completion, but we're not going to pay ahead to look good. We will pay ahead for something that's worth it, and that can give quality services to our community. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Speaker, Directors, Aldermen and Council. I would like to respond on the housing matter. It is a very sensitive matter for most of our communities as well as for Council. And I'm going to just give a little bit of background on the 2018 that was mentioned. Council approved the housing pipeline in October 2018 and the pipeline was amended in February 2020 for the inclusion of 2 additional projects. In total, 17 projects was initiated in that term. So then the municipality reviewed the human settlement plan in November 2022. Saldanha municipality currently has a waiting list of 12,885 people, which is sad. But we are working very hard, especially within the housing department, within the housing pipeline, and within the policies as permitted to provide these houses to our people out there. We are not insensitive to the need of our people outside. I can just mention that COVID happened, and that also brought a halt to several of the pipeline projects that was currently ongoing since 2018-2019. Speaker, I can elaborate on each and every project, but as per the agenda, you can see that there is, I think, 17 or 18 projects currently, of which there is 4 already top structures in process, and then there's tenders that is going to go out now on tender and being advertised. We have committed to construct by 2026 at least 445 it's 445 top structures, if all the processes goes as well as we hope to. But you must remember that housing does not happen within the municipality. It is not our, give me the right word, it's not our mandate. We rely on approvals from province, of which one of the rollovers that we are waiting for in the housing pipeline is a provincial award that we're waiting for. So on the rollovers, there is only 4 housing projects that's forming part of the over 1 million rollover projects. Speaker, I will submit this whole report and everything that I've got here to full council after the council meeting, because otherwise I will be exceeding my 5 minutes. But I need council to understand that there's definitely movement with regards to housing and housing pipeline. It is not that it's standing still. So if the director would like to maybe elaborate some more, then it's fine. Otherwise, I will just submit my report. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Executive Deputy Mayor. Councillor Witboy's hand is up, and then Chief Whip of the ANC.
Goedemiddag, Speaker, councillors. Goedse bekommernis is oor die rollovers, Speaker. As ek kyk 2022-2023 het ons ook rollovers gehad. Wat is geïmplementeer of wat se policies of wat se aanbevelings was daar om dit te minimaal ons rollovers?
Good concern is when we look into in 2020 and 2023 there were rollovers. So what was the implementation or policies that were looked in to see what we can do regarding the rollovers?
En as jy die percentage van die budget en jy kyk die rollovers wat 'n impak kan die rollovers het op die 24-25 budget ook. Dan is daar weer rollovers. Die probleem is ons moet die probleem gaan soek. Is die probleem in infrastructure of lê die probleem in supply chain?
Which impact will it have in the 2024-2025 budget, the percentage? And is the impact on the budget, sorry, can you please repeat?
Infrastructure.
On infrastructure. Is the problem in the infrastructure budget?
Or in supply chain?
Or in supply chain?
So ons voel the Good Party vra 'n volledige verslag aan met al die infrastructure projekte direkte. Maar ek praat hier na die direkte toe. Ons sal eerlik hier moet wees dat waar lê die probleem eintlik? Soos ek gesê het, lê dit by die departement self of lê dit by supply chain? As jy deur die ding gaan, dan kyk jy dat die probleem lê by supply chain. Soos ons
As the good party, we will request a full report regarding the project's infrastructure to see where the problem lies. Is the problems in supply chain or in the department? Thank you.
En die bekommernis is, Madam Speaker, a service delivery rollovers. Is rollovers wat die mense op die grond raak. Ons praat van water, ons praat van riool, ons praat van paaie. En so kan ons opnoem.
Our concerns is the service delivery is it's about the people. We are talking about water, about the roads, things that is concerning and things that is about the people.
En as ek daar werklik, ek het gehoor na die deputy mayor, ek sal die verslag wat sy voorgelê het verwelkom, maar housing sal dringend in die munisipaliteit na gekyk moet raak. As ons kyk hoe groei is informele gebiede, hoe groei ons backyard dwellers. Soos housing is 'n brandpunt binne die munisipaliteit.
I heard what the Deputy Minister said regarding the report. We must look into the housing department, the growth of our people, our population, so we must look in it very urgently.
I thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor Witbooi. Chief Whip, ANC.
Thank you, Mayor, about your clarity in terms of the 500,000, so that people can understand it is not from part of the rollover, the 500,000. It is separate, that one. Speaker, mine I think will be too short because I'm comfortable with the Deputy Mayor when you're going to circulate the report that you have in terms of the issue of housing that we talk about. But there is always message from municipality that the issue of housing is not our mandate, which is that statement only give us a challenge. If it is not our mandate, it's fine. Can we do what we're supposed to do in order those people that is their mandate, they can perform what they're supposed to do? Because if you can check in Middle Post, there was a project that we've agreed upon. In 2011, the 800 houses, up until to date, that project was never materialized of 800 houses. If we talk about the issue of that is not our mandate. But when it comes to approach the national or the provincial, they will always, municipality must do that and that. But when it comes to municipality will give a different answer, and those officials give you different answer that side. So it is a challenge there. So if it is not our mandate, we need to be clear that, where our mandate is, what we need to do, so that the one that needs to perform something that is needed, that person can do what's supposed to do, so that we can go to this issue of housing. Because the issue of housing is not something that we need or we just talk about it. People are in need of it. Really are in need of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Whip. Councillor Praam, you raise your hand again.
Thank you, Speaker. I want to thank the Mayor for his explanation. Maybe the Mayor must say, in fact, he said, maybe he must say he's not happy with the rollover, in his words, so that we can hear. He is not happy with the rollovers, so that it can be on the record that the Mayor said he's not happy with the rollover budget. Speaker, and you know, we've got words and we've got sentences about projects. I mean, I've listened to the CFO telling us, the community, that there's projects. I've asked in the past, why are we underspending? Projects. Speaker, there's only one project important for me and for the PA. That's service delivery. Finish and clear. So maybe we must apply that. Service delivery is the main thing. And that is not happening in our communities. Really, it's not happening. I want to touch on the housing. And Deputy Mayor, you must give us that report. Please give us a report. In fact, we should have had that report before this meeting so that we could have scrutinized that report and respond to that report. Because now we hear your explanation from that report. I think it's important. We're running a business here, and I know that. But maybe we should, and I want to add on what the Chief Whip of the ANC was saying. Maybe we must forget about saying that housing is not our mandate, but have a mindset it's a mandate, because our people need housing outside. I'm talking about Ward 11 that hasn't received a housing project for when. I'm talking about a list, a waiting list. People are on the waiting list for 20, 30 years, and we're still saying it's not our mandate. Maybe we must think and change our mind and say, let's work on that, because that's important for our people. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor Vragom. There's no more hands, and the Executive Mayor has given clarity. I see some people has already touched on the second item as well, but we need to vote now for the adjustment budget. Can we have against the approval of the adjustment budget? Against? Everybody's in agreement? Can it? Chief Whip of Good? Against. Against, okay. Can you raise your hand? Councillor Jackson?
I'd just like to make...
Yeah, no, you can. Stay.
The NCC is in favour of the adjustment budget only for the reason that if we do not approve it, we are standing in the way of our people getting what is truly theirs. However, in the same breath, Madam Speaker, I know I had my turn, so I'm pushing my luck here. I would just like to reach out to Council, Administration and all our directors as a whole, that we look introspectively to some sort of resolution so that we can move past all these rollovers. So, as NCC stands and never wants to stand in the way of the people getting what is rightfully theirs, we will go and support the adjustment budget with concern. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Councillor Jackson. Can we raise a hand for against the approval of the budget? Administration, will you count, please? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Am I counting? 1, 2. Okay. 6. For the approval of the budget? Veertien, 15,
16, 17.
18 minutes.
18 minutes speakers.
Thank you, councillors. The budget has been unanimously accepted and approved. 18 against 6. Thank you. Thank you, councillors. I got a proposal for the first item. Councillors, can we now go ahead to item number 7? Sorry?
18 out of 6 look like someone is outstanding.
Can everybody please raise their hands again? Because it seems the count is not right.
Against? 4.
Against? Against it, it's a 4.
No, Speaker, I think it might be because Councillor Mbane.
Oh, she left the room.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Thank you for that clarity, Councillor Komani. Councillors, we had item 7/8. And this is a report following the adjustment report, and councillors that wanted clarity on the unspent projects. This is a detailed report on that unspent projects. It is on page 122 and is only 4 pages. You will see there's a detailed explanation of what it is in the Annexure A that is included, precisely the amounts and the reasons in the column. Can I have a proposal and a secondment for that, please? The Executive Mayor proposed, the Deputy Mayor seconded. Thank you. Councillors, and I'm at items 8/8, the Municipal Staff Regulations Performance Management. Apologies, Chief Whip of Good. Apologies, I didn't note your hand.
That net noted that the Good Party is not in favor of that report of the capital budget.
Okay, administration, please note, just that although the report is for notification, the good party is not in favor to even note the report. Thank you. En het also elaborated underskryf in is beste die goed het saamgestem. Councillors, can we go to item 8/8? This is the MSR Performance Management and Development System, as it's a regulation now that must be implemented when we do the rollover budget. Can I have a proposal and a secondment, please? Councillor Jackson, yes, for clarity.
Madam Speaker, with regards to this item on the agenda, I do acknowledge the confirmation of the legislative prerequisites and the fact that this is legislatively correct. However, my concern is that this MMC, the committee, is an actual administrative committee which will then be overseen, or the oversight thereof will take place through the directors. Okay? And my concern is this would be the same directors whose KPIs was in the red not too long ago. So my concern is, how can that director oversee his own department while his KPI is in the red, and how can you oversee yourself? Clearly, I'm not going to mark myself as underperforming. So I'm just concerned with regards to that. Yes, I do understand that we have to pass this because it is a legislative prerequisite. However, we cannot pass something that we know might not actually be able to materialize to be able to fill its function. With that being said, thank you, Madam Speaker.
I want the director, the Kok, to give clarity. You want to ask something first, Councillor Vrago?
Thank you, Speaker. Just to add on that, I was going through this, and yes, it is legislative. But you know, I think it was the first or second meeting that I was in council. I was sitting here and heard that it looks like the officials is running the municipality in terms of policy as well. I want to know, how can the officials scrutinize themselves? Why aren't there no councillors on this committee? Why isn't there a recommendation that there should be councillors on this MMC? Because I think it's important that councillors should be on this MMC. Thank you.
Can I allow Director de Kok to respond? Thank you.
Thank you, Speaker. Just for clarity, the membership of this committee is prescribed in the staffing regulations. So it's not a voluntary membership. The membership is made up and comes from the regulation. So it's prescribed in terms of the membership.
And if I'm correct, Council have their oversight when we receive the PMS report and the SDPIP, am I right? Yes. So we should look into that. Can I have a proposal and a second? Executive Mayor propose and Deputy Mayor second. Thank you, councillors. Then I'm at item addendum 1. Item 9/8, so section 116, so that we can continue with the Lowell South I RTP 1155. Can I have a proposal and a secondment? Gaan raadslid vraag om vir ons voorstel.
Clarity, Speaker.
You didn't read the report.
Yes, I read the report, Speaker.
Okay. Gerrit, will you explain? CFO, can you explain? Or Gerrit, will you explain?
You want clarity? What is the clarity wants?
The 116 addendum 1.
Speaker, yes. As alluded in the report, this project was already started.
Apologies. Follow up, Councillor Vrago.
Speaker, I wanted to ask a question before the director.
Okay. You said you wanted clarity. Okay.
Yeah, no, that is the clarity. I want an answer, please.
Okay.
Because I see in the report the extension of the contract. I want to know till when, because it doesn't stipulate till when. It can be till Jesus comes. Thank you, Speaker.
Director?
Yeah, in the recommendations, we are saying this must be extended on a month-to-month basis. until the town planning and NEMA processes are completed. So that is where it is.
We do not know when it's going to be completed.
Councillor Vragam, that is exactly what if you look on page
142.
142, it exactly explains the whole process, and everybody knows that NEMA processes takes very long, and we are bound by the national processes to adhere to it. Okay? At least it is ongoing, and we don't have to go out on tender again. Can I have a proposal in a second bit? Thank you, Councillor Mitchell, and seconded by the Executive Deputy Mayor. Councillors, then I'm at addendum 2. The status quo report of the MSDF. Any questions for clarity on this matter? It's a new process that has to be at start, and it will be going out for comment also. Can I have a proposal and a secondment? I see there's no questions. Executive Deputy Mayor propose and Councillor America second. Councillors, then I have just given you addendum 3. This is to establish the Salga Women's Commission, Section 79. And I have spoken to all the chief whips. The Salga PEC has resolved that Salga Women's Commission needs to establish Section 79 committees within all the municipalities, and currently Saldanha Municipality is one of the municipalities that hasn't done so. And in order to adhere to the Salga TOR, we must establish this. The chairperson will be the chairperson currently of the Salga Women's Commission, and our representative is Councillor Eugenia Polo. There's no cost for council for this committee. The members will be the Councillor Jackson, who's also the secundi on the Salga working group. The Councillor Teresa Rousseau is currently absent, nominated by the whip of the ANC. Councillor Pretorius will represent the Good Party, and Councillor Mamabola will also serve on the committee. Councillor Jackson.
I promise this will be the last time I speak. However, I'd just like to thank Council in its entirety for really taking into consideration the NCC's motion the whole time, whereby we asked for a multi-party representation in committees. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Councillor Jackson. Before you, Executive Mayor, I will also now amend the 2 portfolio committees because the EFF didn't have any sitting on only of the 80 committees. So Councillor Twala will serve on the MM's office, and Councillor Luanda will serve on the corporate and public safety. Executive Mayor, now you may speak.
Madam Speaker, just allow me on behalf of Council to thank Councillor Eugenia for what she's done. Councillor Jackson for that motion that you brought up earlier, and for the wisdom of this council to agree to that commission, because it is shocking of the challenges that women have to deal with, and we acknowledge the important role that they play not only in this council but in our community and our society as a whole. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Executive Mayor. Can I, Councillor Vragam, you're going to propose?
No, Speaker. The day that I'm not feeling good, I'm speaking a lot. Speaker, I just want to have clarity, because last time I didn't feel good about what happened. We had a chief whip meeting called by MMC Skeffers, where we decided on some of the portfolios, the committees that we have, and specifically the petition and the protection committee. I want clarity, because there we agreed that the PA was going to be on both of those committees. When we came here, the PA wasn't mentioned. And I asked MMC Skeffers afterwards, why aren't the PA on one of those committees? And his words to me was, the Speaker will decide on which. They've got something else to put the PA on. So I want some clarity on why we agreed that the PA should be on those 2, and now the PA is not on those 2 committees. Thank you, Speaker.
Councillor Vragam, I am not at liberty of what you are saying now. I received a list from the whip of council, and this was what was presented to me, and this is what is in the item that I also presented to the administration. So you need to write in an email to my office and call another meeting ask the whip of council to call a meeting again. But this is what I received and this is what I submitted. I was not part and parcel of the whip caucus on that day. Thank you, Councillor Vragom. I will not deliberate on it. That is my decision and ruling. It's final. Can I have a proposal and a secondment? Thank you, Councillor Paulo has proposed and Councillor Mamabola has seconded. Councillors, before I adjourn, please be safe if you travel. Councillor Luanda, please travel safe and I hope your mom feels better very soon. Meeting adjourned. Thank you. Kijk, laat me nog een kopje en paste. Dat was me erbij van de karton. Verstaan ze? Nee, ik had het maar snel gelezen. Het was nooit op. Dat kun je me een e-mail gestuurd. Toen zie ik hem als het nooit wel opgezet. I'm very powerful.